What in the World Are the Callanish Stones? Written by Austin Martin, Amir Allah, Alexia Di Martino, Amna Abu Askar, Amna Zia, Alexa G, Anais Neppers, Anna Yang, Angel Shing, Alyssa Wu, and Ami Patel. Narrated by George Mcfarlane. Chapter 9 by Alyssa Wu. Secrets of the Callanish Stones. To gaze into the circle stones of Callanish is to gaze into a place where time has no meaning. Introduction. The Callanish stones, spelled as Callanae in Gaelic, are estimated to be built around 3000 BC. The Callanish stones comprise a group of 13 stones arranged in a ring formation which can be found on Lewis in the northernmost island of the Outer Hebrides, approximately 130 kilometers south of Beara. The Callanish stones are arranged in a cruciform cross formation. These stones have been nicknamed Stonehenge of the North. This is a popular tourist destination near Loch Rogue on the Isle of Lewis in Scotland. The climate in the surrounding area is cool, windy, and wet. There are megalithic rings that are found scattered over western Scotland. Compared to the Western Isles, the rings are more varied in design and tend to have more features: multiple concentric rings, outliers, stone rows, and center stones. The Callanish stones are the oldest stones known to man, according to the geological record. This set of rocks represents the oldest rocks found in Britain, as well as some of the oldest rocks in the world. They are monolith stones, which all stand upright. It has been inferred that these large monolith stones have each been used to build large-scale structures and monuments. Each individual Callanish stone is a separate monolith. The surface of the stones appear to be rough, and they are grayish in color. A layer of grayish-green lichen covers the tops of the stones, while the lower parts of the stones remain bare. The Callanish standing stones are more rustic in appearance compared to Stonehenge. Stonehenge is a very well-known stone circle in the south of England. The Callanish stones are made of Louisian gneiss, which are estimated to be at least 3 billion years old. Historical records show that these rocks represent a fragment of Laurentia that was left behind when Pangaea broke up. The builders seemed to choose stones that were not perfectly formed. Rather, they selected those that had a naturally broken appearance to them. There is a lot of comparison between the Callanish stones and the Stonehenge stones. These stones predate Stonehenge by approximately 2,000 years. John Wood believes that the numbers and arrangements of the Stonehenge stones represented astronomical cycles, which was supported by later writers. There are different types of stones that can be distinguished from the Callanish stones. Marker stones are set far apart from one another, and they are typically regularly shaped and split from the living rock. By examining the surfaces of the stones, there are similarities that can be seen between the early medieval stones and the prehistoric standing stones found in western Britain. Upright stones were also commonly used as monumental stones. On rare occasions, some early stones may have been Christianized by adding a cross, although further analyses are needed to determine whether or not this religious practice was commonly found. Standing stone pillars were used to represent inscriptions for funeral services and gravestones. Engravings that were written in Latin were inspired by late antique Christian prototypes, which closely resemble the funerary epigraphy from western and southern Gaul. Gaul is a region in Western Europe that is primarily inhabited by Celtic tribes. In present times, the region of Gaul comprises France, Luxembourg, Belgium, Switzerland, northern Italy, the Netherlands, and Germany. Debating the purpose of the Callanish stones. Archaeological studies dating back to 2200 BC showed that the people of the northern coast of Scotland tended to select beautiful monolithic stones that were filled with quartz and a dark crystalline material known as hornblende. The truth behind the purpose of the Callanish standing stones can be hypothesized by archaeologists, astronomers, and ethnologists. However, there are still many questions surrounding the roots, origins, and prehistoric meanings of these national monuments. Interpreters have analyzed a passage from the classical historian Diodorus Siculus, who may have been describing the Callanish stones when he wrote, "This island is situated north and is inhabited by the Hyperboreans, and there is also on the island both a magnificent sacred precinct of Apollo and a notable temple which is adorned with many votive offerings and spherical in shape. They say that the moon, as viewed from this island, appears to be but a little distance from the earth, and to have upon it prominences like those of the earth, which are visible to the eye. The account is also given that the god visits the island every 19 years, the period in which the return of the stars to the same place in the heavens is accomplished." These stones were often put up during medieval times to guide travelers in the right direction while embarking on their long journeys. Sometimes they were mistaken for prehistoric rows. When these stones were being built, archaeological evidence shows that prehistoric people rarely extracted stones or smoothed them. They preferred to leave the original appearance of the stones or to slightly shape them by hand by using boulders or glacial
Sample complete. Ready to continue?